Good morning all. In the earlier class of Mathematics 2A, we have learnt about partial fractions chapter. Purnima madam has clearly explained us about improper and proper fractions. Also, she told us the difference between reducible and irreducible polynomial. How to divide a fraction into partial fractions. Rule 1 is also explained in the previous class. Now, we shall continue our class with rule 2 and 3. I'm handing over the session to Purnima ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, children. Hope everyone is doing good. Let us start our today's session, partial fractions, part 2. In the last class, we have been discussing about partial fractions. In the part 1 session, we have been discussing about what we were discussing. Do you remember? About the rational fraction, proper fractions, improper fractions, reducible and irreducible polynomials. What are they? What is a rational fraction? Rational fraction is nothing but a a fraction f of x by g of x, where f of x should be a non-zero polynomial and g of x is also a non-zero polynomial. It is a rational fraction. So a rational fraction is divided into two fractions. One is proper fractions and another one is improper fractions. Yes? So what are proper fractions? In f of x by g of x, if the degree of numerator is less than the degree of denominator, it is called as a proper fraction. And improper fraction means what? If the degree of numerator is greater than the degree of denominator, then it is called as an improper fraction. Okay, so next one is what I have discussed, reducible and irreducible polynomials. What is reducible polynomial, children? What is reducible polynomial? It is nothing but a polynomial f of x by g of x is there, a proper fraction. If any polynomial is reduced as product of g of x and h of x, any polynomial f of x is reduced as product of two other polynomials where the degree of each polynomial should be less than the given polynomial f of x. Yes or not? If it is done so, then it is called as a reducible polynomial. Otherwise, it is irreducible polynomial. And we have seen that all linear polynomials are always irreducible. And next thing is what? If any quadratic polynomial is there, then it is if the discriminant of it, that is b square minus 4ac is less than 0, then it is said to be an irreducible polynomial. Hope everyone remembered what I have taught you on that day. Okay. So let us start our today's session. So now here what else we have learned in the previous session, the rule 1 also, children. What is rule 1? If a proper fraction is expressed as the sum of two or more proper fractions wherein the denominators are powers of irreducible polynomials, then each proper fraction is called as what? Partial fraction. So what is a partial fraction? If any proper fraction is split into some sum of two or more number of fractions, then in that the condition should be what? The powers, the denominators, that is f of x by g of x. G of x is in the denominator. So the denominator should be an irreducible polynomial. Okay, it should be the irreducible polynomial. Then the each term in the sum, each term, that is f of x by g of x, each term is called as a partial fraction. And we have discussed about the sums in which the g of x has non-repeated linear factors. How to split that fraction into partial fractions where g of x has non-repeated linear factors. So these are all the things what we have discussed in the last class. Hope everyone did the sums what I have given you for practice. Okay. So let us start our today's session. So everyone keep your book and pen ready, children. Let us start today's class. So what you are going to see in today's class, let us see first. So what are our learning points in today's class? First thing is partial fractions of f of x by g of x when g of x contains repeated and non-repeated linear factors. So what is it? Partial fractions of f of x by g of x when g of x contains repeated and or Means what? It can be repeated and non-repeated, or repeated or non-repeated. So anything, either of these two cases can be there. So linear factors. So this is the thing what you are going to see in today's class. And the next thing what you are going to see, partial fractions of f of x by g of x. Partial fractions of f of x by g of x when g of x contains irreducible factors. Irreducible factors. So what is it here? Partial fractions of f of x by g of x when g of x contains irreducible factors. So this is about thing. So next thing is what here, children? Partial fractions of f of x by g of x. Partial fractions of f of x by g of x when g of x contains repeated and or non-repeated linear factors. So this is the rule 2 what you are going to discuss. Okay. So what is rule 2? In the last class we have discussed rule 1 where it contains non-repeated linear factors. Yes or not? Now in today's class we are going to see where g of x contains repeated and or non-repeated linear factors. So what is it? Let us see. Mathematically how do we write this? Let us see. Let f of x by g of x. Let f of x by g of x be a proper fraction. Okay. So to each factor ax plus b to the power of n, ax plus b whole to the power of n, where a is not equal to 0, where n is a positive integer of g of x, there will be partial fractions of the form a1 by ax plus b plus a2 by ax plus b whole square plus so on an by ax plus b whole to the power of n, where a1, a2, a3, so on an are the constants which are to be determined. Okay. So what is it? Let us see once, children. Let f of x by g of x be a proper fraction. So each factor ax plus b whole to the power of n. So where this factor is there? In the denominator g of x, if you find any linear factor which has ax, which is in the form of ax plus b to the power of n. So where n is a positive integer, means what? N can be a positive integer. That means what? It can be from where we the positive integers are starting from 1 onwards. Yes or not? So 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. So it can have, means what? The linear polynomial can have positive powers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. So if it is of such form, then how can you write the partial fractions? For a1 by ax plus b, means the first partial fraction will be a1 by ax plus b plus a2 by ax plus b whole square. Means whatever is, suppose here if n value is equal to 2, then what happens here? We get two partial fractions. So whatever is the power here, n value, whatever is the power here, that many partial fractions we get. Is it clear, children? So how to write the partial fractions? a1 by ax plus b is the first one, plus a2 by ax plus b whole square, plus suppose here there is power 3, then the third partial fraction will be there as a3 by ax plus b whole cube. So like that you have to go on increasing the power. For each partial fraction the power will be increasing. Is it clear, children? Understood? So let us see like that up to n. Means here in general we are taking it as n now. So I am taking the constant as an by ax plus b whole to the power of n. So this is the partial fraction where a1, a2, an so on are the determined constants. So here you may get a doubt, children. In the last session also I told this point. The constants can be taken as a, b, c, d, so on also. But here in this one, I am taking a1, a2, so on, because here n means what? See, if you take a, b, c, d, so on, we have only 26 alphabets, yes or not? So suppose here if the power n is more than 26, then we cannot write the constant. So that's why instead of that, to avoid that problem, we are writing the constants as a1, a2, so on, an. Is it clear? So now let us see here. Let us see a sum, how to solve such kind of sums. Now here, what is this? Resolve 1 by 1 minus 2x whole square into 1 minus 3x into partial fractions. Now if you observe the sum here, What is the sum here? In the denominator, we have 1 minus 2x whole square. 1 minus 2x is what? It is a linear factor. Yes or not? Because here the degree is 1. So it is a linear factor. So, but here if you observe the term, the power is how much here? It is 2. That means what? The term 1 minus 2x is repeated. How many times it is repeated? Twice. It is repeated twice. So that means what here? Here for this term 1 minus 2x whole square, we get how many partial fractions? 2 partial fractions. So that means what? In the definition I told you, whatever is the power here, n value is there, that many partial fractions we get. So now here for this particular term 1 minus 2x whole square, we get 2 partial fractions because the power is here 2. That means this linear factor is repeated 2 times. And see the next one more factor is there here. That is 1 minus 3x. What is 1 minus 3x? It is also a linear polynomial. Yes or not? Because here also the degree is 1. So, but here what is the power here? What is the power n value here? Nothing is given. That means what? It is nothing but 1 only. That means this linear factor is there only for 1 time. So that means what? It is not repeated. So that means here for this linear factor we get 1 partial fraction, and for this linear factors we get 2 partial fractions. So on the whole, how many partial fractions? 3 partial fractions we get. So let us see how can we write that. Let 1 by 1 minus 2x whole square into 1 minus 3x is equal to, first one, a by 1 minus 2x for the first term, a by 1 minus 2x plus b by 1 minus 2x whole square. Okay, because here power is 2, no? So for this 2 partial fractions we get. This is the first one and this is the second one. And the third one is what? 1 minus 3x. So it is written as c by 1 minus 3x. So these are the 3 partial fractions what we got. So now here, what are the constants here? A, B, C are the constants which are to be determined. So let us see how can you find out this one. So first of all, before in the last session also we have discussed this one. So what to do? You have to take the LCM first. Yes or not? So what is the LCM here, children? Let us see. So 1 by 1 minus 2x whole square into 1 minus 3x is equal to, what is that? What we get? A into, here 1 minus 2x is there. So it should be 1 minus 2x into 1 minus 3x plus b into 1 minus 3x plus c into 1 minus 2x whole square by, what is the LCM here? 1 minus 2x whole square into 1 minus 3x. So this is the LCM part and this is the numerator part. 1 minus 2x is there here only for one time. So, but here square is there. So that a into this 1 minus 2x should be multiplied, and another factor is there here 1 minus 3x. So we are multiplying here. Okay. Plus b into 1 minus 2x square goes only one time here. And what is there here? Another term 1 minus 3x is there. So that term we are multiplying here, and plus 1 minus 2x whole square. Clear? Now here, if you observe the terms on the both the sides denominators, what we observe here? 1 minus 2x whole square term, and here also we have 1 minus 2x whole square term which gets cancelled, and here also we have 1 minus 3x, and here also we have 1 minus 3x which gets cancelled. Clear, children? So after cancellation, what are the terms which are left here? 1 is equal to a into 1 minus 2x into 1 minus 3x plus b into 1 minus 3x plus c into 1 minus 2x whole square. So this is the equation what is left. Okay. Now here this this equation is taken as equation number 1. Now here let us see the same equation I am writing here once again, children. 1 is equal to a into 1 minus 2x into 1 minus 3x plus b into 1 minus 3x plus c into 1 minus 2x whole square. Clear? So now what is the next step here, children? We have to give values for, because here everything is a linear factor now, so we can substitute a value for x so that one term can be eliminated. So let us see what can you substitute. By putting x is equal to, how much I can put here? 1 by 2. Why I am taking here 1 by 2 in equation number 1? Let us see once here, children. Here, if you see here the first term 1 minus 2x, here if I take here x is, because here 1 is there, to make this term 0, how much I should have here? Here also we should have 1. Yes or not? 1 minus 1 becomes 0. So to get 1 here, here already 2 is there. So by multiplying, how much we get 1 here? X should be 1 by 2. If you multiply here with 1 by 2, 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Yes or not? So then this term becomes 0. So like that, wherever this 1 minus 2x term is there, that term will get, the term becomes eliminated and becomes 0. Okay, so let us see. 1 is equal to a into 1 minus 2 into 1 by 2 into 1 minus 3 into 1 by 2 plus b into 1 minus 3 into 1 by 2 plus c into 1 minus 2 into 1 by 2 whole square. Okay, so now here, what is the next step here? If you see here, what we get here, 2 and 2 gets cancelled, yes or not? This 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. Here also 2 and 2 gets cancelled, which is nothing but one time. How many times it goes, children? One time. Yes. So now here, here what is left here? 1 minus 1, which is nothing but 0. So 1 is equal to a into 0. Here this whatever is the term here, it is there. When you multiply any term with 0, this obviously the product becomes 0 now. So that's why I'm writing here 0 directly. Plus b into 1 minus 3 into 1 by 2 is 3 by 2 plus c into here also we have 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 square is also 0. So that is c into 0, which is 1 is equal to a into 0 is 0, and here also c into 0 is 0. So what is left here? Only one term is left here. That is b into 1 minus 3 by 2. What is 1 minus 3 by 2, children? By taking LCM, we get here 2 ones are 2. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. That is minus 1 by 2. Okay. Now sending this minus 2 term on the other side, what we get? B is equal to how much we get? Minus 2. Clear? So now here we got by putting x is equals to 1 by 2, we got the value for b. Now still how many variables are left here? That is a and c. Now because here if you observe the equation, we have one more linear polynomial. Yes or not? Linear factor is there. So let us see that one. B value is how much we got? 1 minus 2. Now this is equation number 1. Now here to eliminate another variable, let us substitute x is equals to 1 by 3 in equation number 1. Why I am putting x is equals to 1 by 3? Because the linear factor is 1 minus 3x. 1 minus 1 becomes 0. So to make this term 0, x should be 1 by 3. Then 3 and 3 gets cancelled. So similarly what you have done in the previous one for finding b value. Similar to that only. Now here what is this? 1 is equal to a into 1 minus 2 into 1 by 3 into 1 minus 3 into 1 by 3 plus b into 1 minus 3 into 1 by 3 plus c into 1 minus 2 into 1 by 3 whole square. Okay, so if by substituting x is equals to 1 by 3, wherever this term is there, 1 minus 3x term is there, that term gets eliminated. Yes or not? So if you observe the equation, we have in two terms. First term and second term, we have 1 minus 3x. So these two terms gets eliminated. So now here, what is the next step here? Where let us cancel this 3 and 3 here, like what we did in the previous one. 3 ones are, how many times it goes? 1 time. So it goes 1 time. Clear? So now let us see here. 1 is equal to a into, this is 0 because 1 minus 1 is 0, plus b into, here also 1 minus 1 is 0, plus c into 1 minus 2 by 3. 1 minus 2 by 3 is how much? 3 ones are 3, 3 minus 2 is 1. That is 1 by 3 whole square. Okay. Now here, if you see here, it is, don't get confused children, it is brackets are there here. That is a into 0. And here also plus b into 0. Clear? So now here it is 1 is equal to, these two terms are 0 now. Now what is left? C into 1 by 3 whole square is 1 by 9. Now sending this 9 on the other side, it becomes C is equal to 9. So what is the value of C now? C is equals to 9. So we are left with only one constant now. So what is that constant? A. Yes. So 1 is equal to, this is the equation number 1, and putting x is equals to 0 in equation number 1. Okay, why I am putting x is equals to 0 children? Because if you observe this one, because here we have only two linear factors, the two linear factors we have substituted x is equals to 1 by 2 and x is equals to 1 by 3. So, but here one more constant is there for us to find out. So, there is no other linear factor. Because there is no linear factor, we can substitute any one value for x. Any value we can give. So, among the values what we have, I can substitute x is equals to 0, because by giving x is equals to 0, simplification becomes easy. Okay, clear? Now here 1 is equal to a into 1 minus 2 into 0 into 1 minus 3 into 0 plus b into 1 minus 3 into 0 plus c into 1 minus 2 into 0 whole square. Let us simplify this. 1 is equal to a into 1 minus 2 into 0 is 0, no? So 1 minus 0 is 1. Similarly, 1 minus 0 is 1, that is 1, plus b into 1 minus 0 is 1, that is b into 1, plus c into 1 minus 0 is 1 square here. Okay. Now 1 is equal to a into 1 is a plus b plus 1 square is 1. 1 into c is c. So what is the equation we got here? Because here we didn't get the value of a directly, like what we got in the previous two things, that is b and c. What we got here, we are not getting a directly. 1 is equal to a plus b plus c. We got an equation. So how to find out a here? Because if you observe the equation here, already we have the values of b and c with us. Yes or not? So let us substitute that values here. What are the values we have? What is the equation we got now? 1 is equal to a plus b plus c. So let us substitute the values of b and c in the equation. A plus b is minus 2 plus c is what? 9. So these are the values what we have. So this implies a is equal to 1 is equal to a plus 9 minus 2 is 7. So now 7 goes to other side. A is equal to 1 minus 7, which is a is equals to minus 6. So now we got all the three values. Now a, b, c values we got. Now what to do now, children? Since a is equals to minus 6, b is equals to minus 2, c is equals to 9. And what is the equation we got? Where we divided the partial fractions. Yes, there we have to substitute them. That is, there we have to replace them. 1 by 1 minus 2x whole square into 1 minus 3x is equal to, what is the equation we got there? We divided into partial fractions, no? A by 1 minus 2x plus b by 1 minus 2x whole square plus c by 1 minus 3x. So this is the equation what we have. So wherever here a, b, c are there you replace the values. Okay. Now here what is the value we got? What is the equation we get now? 1 minus 2x whole square plus into 1 minus 3x is equal to minus 6 by 1 minus 2x plus minus 2 by 1 minus 2x whole square plus 9 by 1 minus 3x. So this is the equation. So what is the answer? Final answer now, children? Here, because the first two terms, if you observe, they are negative. Let us write them in order. 9, the positive term we write first. So then what will be the final answer, children? 1 by 1 minus 2x whole square into 1 minus 3x is equal to 9 by 1 minus 3x. This plus term comes here, children. That is minus, it becomes minus 6 by 1 minus 2x minus 2 by 1 minus 2x whole square. So like this, we have to solve the sum where you get the repeated linear factors. Okay, repeated. How many times it repeats? That many partial fractions we get. So here two terms are repeated here for these two partial fractions, and one term is there without repetition. So for this one partial. So on the whole we fractions. So like this we have to do the sums. Clear, children? Now let us see another sum. What is the question here? Resolve x square plus 5x plus 7 by x minus 3 whole cube into partial fractions. Okay. Now let us see how to do this sum. If you observe here only one linear factor is there, but it is repeated how many times? It is repeated 3 times. So that means what? How many partial fractions we get here? Because it is repeated 3 times, 3 partial fractions we get. Yes or not? So let us see here. What are those? Let x square plus 5x plus 7 by x minus 3 whole cube is equal to, what is the first partial fraction? A by x minus 3 plus b by x minus 3 whole square. Every time you have to go on increasing the power. Okay. Plus c by x minus 3 whole cube. So how we get the last partial fraction should have the same power as it is given in the term. Okay, where a, b and c are constants which are to be determined. Okay, children. Now here let us see what to do here. First of all, we have to take LCM. Yes or not? So let us see that. X square plus 5x plus 7. X square plus 5x plus 7 by x minus 3 whole cube is equal to, what is LCM, children? X minus 3 whole cube is the LCM. So a into, if x minus whole cube is LCM, it has to multiply with x minus 3 whole square plus b into x minus 3 plus c by x minus 3 whole cube. So again here the denominators on both the sides get cancelled. Yes or not? So let us cancel that, children. X minus 3 whole cube term and x minus 3 whole cube term gets cancelled on both the sides. So what is the equation left here? X square plus 5x plus 7 is equal to a into x minus 3 whole square plus b into x minus 3 plus c. A into x minus 3 whole plus 3 plus c. So this is the equation what we have. Now here it is different from the previous sum, because here if you observe here we have only one linear factor. Yes or not? Here we have only one linear factor, but how many constants we have there? 1, 2, 3. 3 constants are there. Okay. So now let us see what can we do here. So x square plus 5x plus 7 is equal to a into, I'm expanding here, children, x square minus 6x plus 9 plus b into x minus 3 is nothing but bx minus 3b. Bx minus 3b. Okay. Plus, what is the term we got here, children? X square plus 5x plus 7 is equal to a into x square minus 6x plus 9 plus b into x is bx minus 3b plus c. Now here we have to find out the constants a, b, c values. So for this kind of sums, what we do is, see, if you observe the terms, here some like terms are there on both the sides. Yes or not? So here x square term is there, here also x square term. Here also x terms are there, here 6x is there, here bx is there, here also 5x is there. So that like terms are there. So we have to compare the like terms on both the sides. So first of all, what we are going to see here, we are x square plus 5x plus 7 is equal to, we are writing them together first. Ax square plus, because there is only one x square term here, a into x square is ax square plus. Now x terms, where are the x terms? Let us see. A into, here minus 6x is there, that is minus 6ax. Yes or not? Here bx is there. Here we have one term and here we have another term. So two terms are there with x. So that from those two terms, if I take x common, what we get? Here positive term I'm writing first, that is b. Here it is minus 6a. So b minus 6a into x plus. Next is what? Constants. Where are the constants here? 9 into a is 9a. Here minus 3b plus c. So these are the constants here. Now here this is the equation number 1. Now what here, if you observe here, both the sides the terms are there similar. So let us try to equate the like terms, that is equate the coefficients of x square. So let us do that. Equating the coefficients of x square on both sides. Coefficients of x square terms on both sides. For what? For equation number 1. What we get here, what is the x square coefficient is what here? 1. And what is the coefficient of x square here? It is a. So what we get here now? Directly we get the value of a, that is a is equal to 1. So it is not, on all the cases it is not children. Okay, remember that. Always it is not that you will get the value directly. Sometimes it is there. Okay, sometimes we get like that. So coefficients of x square terms is what now? On both sides a is equal to 1. Now here let us see. After this one, what is the next term? Next variable is what here? X. So let us try to find out the coefficients of, equate the coefficients of x. Equating the coefficients of x terms on both sides of equation number 1. What we get if you do that? What is there here? X coefficient is 5 on LHS, and on RHS what we have? B minus 6A. So let us see that. B minus 6A is equal to 5. So now here already we know the value of A here now. From here we can substitute the value of A in this equation. Into 1 is equal to 5. Since A is equal to 1, this value we are taking here. So what we get here? B minus 6 is equal to 5. So that is what? B is equal to 5 plus 6. Minus 6 is gone that other side. So it becomes plus 6. Now here it is B is equals to 5 plus 6 means B is equal to 11. So now here we got two values children. One is A and other one is B. Now only one constant is left. For that what you have to equate now? What is left with us? So this is our equation number 1. Once again I am writing here children. So we have already equated x squared term and we have equated x term. Next what is left here? Constants are left. Equating the constant terms on both sides. What is there on LHS? That is 7. 7 is equal to 9A minus 3B plus C. So this whole term is a constant. There is no variable in this one. Yes or not? There is no variable x here. So this entire term is considered as constant. So 9A minus 3B plus other side what we have? 7. So now here in this equation, we know the values of A and B. So let us replace them. Substitute in this equation. 9 into 1 minus 3 into 11 plus C is equal to 7. Since A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 11. So let us simplify this one children. 9 into 1 is 9. 3 minus 3 into 11 is 33 plus C is equal to 7. That is how much here? C is equal to 7 plus 33 minus 9. These two terms I am sending other side. How much it is now? 33 plus 7 is 40. 40 minus 9 is how much? C is equal to 31. So we got now all the three variables values, three constants values, not variables children, they are constants. Three constants values we got. So now let us substitute in our equation of partial fractions. What are the values we have? A is equal to 11 and C is equal to 31. So what is our equation of partial fractions? X square plus 5x plus 7 by x minus 3 whole cube is equal to A by x minus 3 plus B by x minus 3 whole square. B by x minus 3 whole square plus C by x minus 3 whole cube. So this is our partial fractions equation, is or not? So in this we are going to replace the values of A, B and C. So with that what we get? X square plus 5x plus 7 by x minus 3 whole cube is equal to A. What is A here? 1. 1 by x minus 3 plus 11 by x minus 3 whole square. 11 by x minus 3 whole square plus C. What is C? 31. 31 by x minus 3 whole cube. So like this we have to solve the sums. Okay. So in the first one what we did, we have to substitute the values for x. So what that is one method. And what is other method? When there are no sufficient linear factors in our sum to solve the to find the values for constant. What is the other method to do? We have to equate the coefficients of the like terms on both sides. Is it clear, children? So let us see another sum. What is another sum here? Resolve 3x cube minus 8x square plus 10 by x minus 1 whole to the power of 4 into partial fractions. Here also same kind of sum children, but here the power is 4. That means 4 partial fractions we are going to get. Yes. So what is that? Let 3x cube minus 8x square plus 10 by x minus 1 whole to the power of 4 is equal to. What are the partial fractions here? 4 power 4 is there. So we get 4 partial fractions. A by x minus 1 plus B by x minus 1 whole square by plus C by x minus 1 whole to the power of 3, that is whole cube, plus D by x minus 1 whole to the power of 4. Now here what we have to do? Again same thing. A, B, C, D are the constants which are to be determined. Okay. Now let us find out the LCM on both sides. Here already x minus 1 whole power 4 is there. On the RHS we take the LCM. 3x cube minus 8x square plus 10 by x minus 1 to the power of 4 is equal to a into, here x minus 1 is there. So with how much we have to multiply? X minus 1 whole cube plus b into x minus 1 whole square. Because here square is there, so with square we have to multiply. Plus c into x minus 1 plus d by x minus 1 whole to the power of 4. Okay, children. So let us see. Again, on either side, the terms are the denominator 1 whole cancelled. What is that? X minus 1 whole to the power of 4. Here also we have x minus 1 whole to the power of 4. Both are cancelled. Okay. Now what is the equation which is left after cancellation? 3x cube minus 8x square plus 10 is equal to a into x minus 1 whole cube plus b into x minus 1 whole square plus c into x minus 1 plus d. So this is the equation what is left. So here again, here also what you are going to do, children? Here, because here only one linear factor is there and constants are 4. Okay, so sufficient linear factors are not available. So what we do here, we are trying to do in the second method, that is equating method, equating the coefficients method. So what is that? Let us see. So this is our equation, children, what we have. So here 3x cube minus 8x square plus 10 is equal to a into, this is in the form of a minus b whole cube. So what is the formula? 3a square b plus 3ab square minus b cube. So according to that formula, we are expanding this. X cube minus 3x square plus 3x minus 1 plus b into, it is a minus b whole square. That is x square minus 2x plus 1 plus cx minus c plus d. Okay. Now what is the formula here we have used here? It is a minus b whole cube, which is equal to a cube minus 3a square b minus 3a square b plus 3ab square minus b cube. So this is the formula what you have applied here. Okay. Now after this, again here if you observe the equation, x cube is there, we are able to see x square terms, x terms. So now to expand this, expand the bracket and try to write the x cube terms together, x square terms together, x terms together and constants together. Okay. So let us do that. Minus 3x implies 3x cube minus 8x square plus 10 is equal to, how many x cube terms are there, children? You can see only one x cube term, only one term is there, plus wherever x square terms are there, let us see where we have x square term. Here is it minus 3x square into, here outside we have a constant, so that should be multiplied. Minus 3 into a is minus 3a, and where do you find x square? Here also we have, this is what, b into x square, means coefficient is b. So if you take x square common, that will be minus 3a plus b plus, next is x terms. Here 3 into a, that is 3a. Here also we have x term, that is minus 2 into b is minus 2b, and plus here cx is there, that is plus, constant, sorry, coefficient is what here, c. So plus c, 3a minus 2b plus c into x plus, and what is left here, constants are left. Minus 1 into a is minus a, plus 1 into b is plus b, and here minus c, and here plus d. So this is the equation what we get after regrouping the terms. Okay. Now here what is the next step? Now on both the sides we find x cube terms, x square terms, x terms, constants. Yes or not? Here the left side we don't have x term, but still the other side is there. That means what? Here the coefficient of the term is not there. We can take the coefficient as 0. Yes or not? So let us equate the terms. So this is our equation number 1. The first thing what you are equating the coefficients of x cube on both sides of equation number 1. We get what we get. What is there on x cube coefficient here? 3. And what is here? It is a. So here directly again we got the value of a as 3. Next thing is we are equating the coefficients of x square. Equating the coefficients of x square terms on both sides of equation number 1. What we get? Minus 3a plus b. Minus 3a plus b. This is the term. Yes or not? Is equal to. What is the coefficient here we have? Minus 8. So here again we have in this equation we can replace, we can substitute the value of a, which is already known. So let us substitute here. Minus 3 into 3 plus b is equal to minus 8. Okay. So since a is equal to 3. Now what is minus 3 into 3? It is minus 9 plus 8. So this minus 9 goes other side. It becomes plus 9. Yes or not? So minus 8 plus 9, which is nothing but b is equal to 9 minus 8 is 1. So now we got a and b values. Still two more values are left, children. So what is our value here? B is equal to 1. And what is the equation? Equation number 1 is this one. Now next thing we are going to equate the coefficients of x. So on both sides. Then what we get? What is the coefficient of x here? 3a minus 2b plus c. And what is the coefficient here? There is no x term. That means what I said, it should be taken as 0. So it is 3a minus 2b plus c is equal to 0. And here already we know the values of a and b. So let us replace here. 3 into 3 minus 2 into 1 plus c is equal to 0. Since a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 1. Okay. Now what is 3 into 3? 9. 9 minus 2 plus c is equal to 0, which is 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 plus c is equal to 0, which is c is equal to minus 7. Now we got three constant values. Next, what is the fourth constant? D. That we have to find out. So to that, what you have to do? What is the next thing we have to equate? Yes, you are right. That is constants. So what is the next step here? C is equals to minus 7, and this is your equation number 1 again. Equating the constant terms on both sides of equation number 1. So what we get here, children? Minus a plus b minus c plus d is equal to 10. Now we know all the three constant values. Let us replace them here. Implies minus 3 plus 1 minus of minus 7 plus d is equal to 10. So here it is minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2. Minus into minus is plus 7 plus d is equal to 10. Okay. What is 7 minus 2, children? It is 9. Sorry. 7 minus 2 is how much, children? It is 5. 5 plus d is equal to 10. So thus this 5 goes other side. It becomes d is equal to 10 minus 5, which is 5. Now we got all the values here, children. Let us replace. So already you have done the thing here, children, the previous question also. So just I am doing it. I am going little fast here, children. Just you can see the slide. Okay. Because already just replacing part is left here, children. This is the partial fractions part. What we have, let us replace the values of a, b, c, d there, children, in the equation. So this after replacing this, what we get. Then what is the final answer, children, here? This is 3 by x minus 1 plus 1 by x minus 1 whole square, plus into minus is minus 7 by x minus 1 whole cube plus 5 by x minus 1 whole to the power of 4. So this is your final answer. So like this we have to proceed with the sums, children. So two methods you have learned. One is substituting the values for x depending on linear factors, and other one is what? Equating the coefficients of x square, x cube, so on, whatever is there in our sum, according to that on both the sides. Clear? Now here this is about the rule 2. Now here let us see here rule 3. Now what is rule 3, children? Till now we have learned rule 1 and rule 2. I hope everyone is following properly. Yes, is it clear, children? What is rule 3? Partial fractions of f of x by g of x. Partial fractions of f of x by g of x when g of x contains irreducible factors. So till now we have seen here also, till now also we have seen irreducible factors only, yes or not? But what kind of factors you have seen? There we have seen the linear factors, yes or not? Now here we are going to see the quadratic factors. So what is that? Let us see. Let f of x by g of x, let f of x by g of x be a proper fraction to each non-repeated quadratic factor ax square plus bx plus c, ax square plus bx plus c, where a is not equal to 0 of g of x, there will be a partial fraction of the form ax plus b by ax square plus bx plus c, where a and b are what? They are the real numbers to be determined. Is it clear, children? So what is given here? Let me explain it once again. So what is the rule 3 here? It is partial fractions of f of x by g when g of x. So in rule 2 also we did the irreducible factors only, but there some quadratic factors are also there where they can be reduced, where they were reduced to linear factors, yes or not? So we did reduced factors also there, but here we are going to see the irreducible factors in rule 3. So how to find the partial fractions here? Let us see. Suppose here f of x by g of x is a proper fraction. Then here in the denominator we have g of x. So that g of x is a non-repeated quadratic factor. So this is what it is, a general form of a quadratic factor, is or not? Ax square plus bx plus c. This is what it is, a general form of a quadratic factor, quadratic polynomial. So it is a non-repeated. Suppose here this g of x is a non-repeated quadratic factor and it is irreducible, we are saying. When it is irreducible, children, if its discriminant is less than 0. Do you remember in the last class we discussed? Yes. So if it is a if its discriminant is less than 0, then it is considered as irreducible factor. Okay. Then here, in such case, the partial fractions will be of the form ax plus b by a square plus b. In the previous rule 1 and rule 2, what were the partial fractions? There were only a is the constant only there in the numerator. A by linear factor plus b by linear factor, like that we had. Yes or not? But here when it is a irreducible quadratic factor, the partial fraction will be of this form. Okay, it is very, very important, children. Remember. So what is that? Ax plus b by ax square plus bx plus c, where these two are the constants. A and b are the constants which are to be determined. Okay, so let us see here. What is this? Resolve 2x square plus 1 by x cube minus 1 into partial fractions. So what is the question here, children? 2x square plus 1 by x cube minus 1. So if you observe this denominator, what is this here? X cube minus 1. 1 can be written as 1 cube or not? 1 cube is also equal to 1 only. Yes. So then it will be in which form? A cube minus b cube. So now let us see. What is here? 2x square plus 1 by 2x square plus 1 by x cube minus 1 is equal to 2x square plus 1 by, first I am trying to reduce this form. So whenever any polynomial is given, we have to check for the whether the polynomial can be reduced or not. So because here it is in the, if you write this 1 as 1 cube, it will be in the form of a cube minus cube. And then it can, one is a linear factor and other one is a quadratic factor. Because what is the formula of a cube minus b cube? A minus b into a square plus ab plus b square. Do you remember the formula, children? So according to that formula, we have divided this, we have reduced this term which is given into two product of two factors. One is linear and other one is a quadratic. Is it clear? So now what is here? It is nothing but this is the term what we got. So now let this 2x square plus 1 by 2x square plus 1 by x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1 is written as, first one is a linear factor. So there should be only one partial fraction with a by x minus 1 because it is not repeated. Yes or not? It is a non-repeated linear factor. So it should be only a by x minus 1. Now here what is there? It is a quadratic polynomial. Yes or not? Quadratic factor. So for this one we have bx plus c by x square plus x plus 1. Why I am writing like this? Because here it is irreducible factor, irreducible quadratic factor, which is a rule 3 statement. Yes or not? So how do you know that it is irreducible? Because if you find discriminant, I'm trying to find out, let us see here. Since what is the discriminant? X square plus x plus 1. This is the equation what we have, polynomial what we have. So here a is equal to 1, coefficient of x square, and b is equals to 1, and c is equals to 1. So what is the discriminant here? B square minus 4ac is equal to 1 square is 1 minus 4 into 1 into 1. Okay, 1 into, this is into children, dot I am putting here, nothing but into only, which is 1 minus 4, which is minus 3, which is less than 0. So that means what we got as less than 0. So that's why it is, this polynomial is what? It is a irreducible quadratic factor. Yes or not? So that's why here I can write the partial fraction as bx plus c by x square plus x plus 1. Here already the constant a is used. So that's why the other two constants I am writing as b and c. Okay. Now here let us take the LCM. 2x square plus 1 by x minus 1 into x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1 is equal to what is LCM here, children? The product of these two. Okay. So a into x square plus x plus 1 plus bx plus c into x minus 1 by what is LCM here? X minus 1 into x square plus 1 is your LCM. Okay. Now this is the step what we have. Again here, like what we did in the previous sums, again the denominators gets cancelled. That is x minus 1, and here also x minus 1. Here this quadratic term, here also this quadratic term gets cancelled. Okay. Now here, after cancellation, what we get, children? They are only the terms in the numerator are left. So what is left here? This is the term what we have after cancellation. Again I am cancelling here, children. This is the term what we have. These two terms are cancelled. After cancellation, the numerators on both the sides are left here. This is the equation what is there. Now here again if you observe, x square terms are there, x are there, and constants are there. Again we have to group them together. So what is that thing we have to do here? 2x square plus 1 is equal to x square term is there only once you check here, ax square is there, but here bx is there, here also x is there. This is the product, no? So when you multiply these two terms, bx into x will be what? Bx square. So there is another term for x square, which whose coefficient is b. So here this coefficient is a, and here we have coefficient as b. So writing those two together, we get a plus b x square plus next x terms, a into x here. Where we get x here? Bx into minus 1 is minus bx. That is minus b coefficient. Next one is, where do we get another x here? C into x here is also x term. So coefficient of x is here c. So that's why a minus b plus c into x plus constants. A into 1 is a, c into minus 1 is minus c. So this is the equation what we got. Okay. Now let us start the same method what we have learned in the previous sum. So what is that? Equating method. Equating the coefficients. Equating the coefficients of x square on both sides. Okay. Now what is here? 2 in on both sides. What is the coefficient of x square? A plus b is equal to 2. Okay. Let it be equation number 2. This is equation number 1 and this is equation number 2. Now next one is what I am trying to do? Equating the coefficients of x on both sides. X terms on both sides. Then what happens? A minus b plus c is equal to how much here? There is no x term other side. So that's why the coefficient is taken as 0. Okay. Let it be equation number 3. So now here, children, let us see. Let us write the equation again. This is our equation number 1 and this is our equation number 2 and this is our equation number 3. A minus b plus c is equal to 0, which is equation number 3. Now in these two equations, now one more is there. What is that? Constants are also there. No, I have to equate the constants also. Equating the constants on both sides. What we get? A minus c is a constant. What is the constant other side? It is 1. A minus c is equal to 1, which is equation number 4. Now here, children, always remember how many constants we have to find out. How many constants are there? That many equations we require. Okay. So now here, a plus b is equals to 2 is the first equation. A minus b plus c is equal to 0 is the second equation. And it is the next equation. So this is equation number 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Now what you are going to do now? How to find out this one? Solving equation number 2 and equation number 3. I'm trying to first solve these two equations, children. Okay, let us see what to do. How can we do? Let us see. Do you remember the elimination method what we learned in 10th class, children? Yes, linear equations chapter is there. No, in that you learned this. Okay, let us try to do in that method. A plus B is equal to 2. This is equation number 2. And what is equation number 3? A minus B plus C is equal to 0. Okay. So now here plus B and minus B terms gets cancelled. Okay. Plus B and minus B gets cancelled. Now A, both are positive here. A plus A is how much, children? It is 2A. And here there is no C term. So that can be considered as 0. So 0 plus C is C is equal to 2 plus 0 is 2. So what we got here, children? 2A plus C is equal to how much we got? Equation is equal to 2. Let it be equation number. Already we have till 4 we got now. Let us assume this equation. This implies 2A plus C is equal to 2. Let it be equation number 5. Question number 5. Clear? Now here what we have, next one is what? Next what you are going to do? Solving equation number 4 and equation number 5. What is equation number 4, children? What is equation number 4? A minus C is equal to 1. And what is, 1 second, children. What is equation number 4, children? A minus C is equal to 1. Yes. What is equation number 5? 2A plus C is equal to how much? 2. Yes. Now here, what is the equation? Here already we have minus C term and plus C term. So A plus 2A is how much? 3A is equal to 2 plus 1 is how much? 3. This implies A is equal to how much? 3 goes other side, 3 1s are 3. That is A is equal to how much here? A is equal to 1 we got. Yes. Now here, let us see. Now what we got, children? These are the equations what we have. Solving 2, 3 and 4. All the equations we solved. We got A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1 and 1 second, children. So this is the value what we got here, children. A is equal to 1. So here after getting A is equal to 1, if I substitute here, if I substitute A is equal to 1 in equation number 5. Yes, in equation number 5 I can substitute. From equation 5, what we get? From equation 5. What is equation 5? 2A plus C is equal to 2, no? If I substitute here, what we get? 2 into 1 plus C is equals to 2. So this implies C, 2 1s are 2, no? So C is equals to 2 minus 2, which is equals to 0. So C value how much we got? C value is equal to 0. And next thing is what here, children? What is left? B is left. Yes? So what is B? So where do we have the B equation? In equation number 3 or equation number 2 also we can take. From equation 2. From equation number 2. What is equation number 2? A plus B is equal to, this is the equation number 2, yes or not? A plus B is equal to 2. So let us substitute there. 1 plus B is equal to 2. This implies B is equals to 1 goes other side, becomes minus 1. So 2 minus 1 value is equal to how much? It is equal to 1. So by solving these two equations, 2, 3, 4, what we got, children? We got the values as all the values, all the constant values we got as A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1 and C is equal to 0. So what is the equation we have? What is the equation with partial fractions? We have 2x square plus 1 by x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1 is equal to A by x minus 1 plus B by x minus 1 into bxc by x square plus x plus 1. Okay, now this is the equation of partial fractions. Now by replacing the values of a, b, c here, what is the final equation we have? 2x square plus 1 by x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1 is equal to a, what is a? 1. 1 by x minus 1 plus b into x. What is b? 1. 1 into x plus c. What is c? 0 by x square plus x plus 1. Okay. Now here we substituted the values. Now final answer, let us write. What is the equation here? 1 into x is how much, children? X. X plus 0 is x only, no? So what is the answer here? 2x square plus 1 by 2x square plus 1 by x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1 is equal to 1 by 1 into x is x. X plus 0 is x only. X by x square plus x plus 1. Is it clear, children? So this is the sum what we are doing now. Okay, what we got the answer, where we got the answer. So that means what here? This is a sum where we get the irreducible quadratic factor. Okay, that we have to write as bx plus c as a partial fraction. So remember, children. Next one is one more important kind of sum here we have. Resolve x cube plus x square plus 1 by x minus 1 into x cube minus 1 into partial fractions. So here what we have, children, it is also similar kind of sum only. Here we have x minus 1, one linear factor. Here it is x cube minus 1. It is already we did the last sum, x cube minus 1. What we did there? We reduced this term into product of two factors. Remember, written as of a cube minus b cube. Yes or not? So let us do it now. X cube plus x square plus 1 by x square plus 1 by x minus 1 into x cube minus 1 is equal to x cube plus x square plus 1. X cube plus x square plus 1 by x minus 1. Already one factor is there with us, that x minus 1 into this one I am reducing as product of two factors, that is x minus 1 into x square plus x plus 1, which is a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square, a cube minus b cube formula. Okay, so here if you observe the terms here, these two are same, yes or not? X minus 1 into x minus 1, which is nothing but x minus 1 whole square. So let us do that. So here I am writing the formula, that is x cube minus 1 term here, what we did in the previous sum. X square plus 1, x cube plus x square plus 1 by x minus 1 into x cube minus 1 is equal to x cube plus x square plus 1 by x minus 1 into x minus 1 is how much? X minus 1 whole square into x square plus x plus 1. Clear, children? Now if you observe the term what is there in the denominator, here there is a linear factor which is repeated, and there is another quadratic factor which is non-repeated and it is irreducible. Already we have seen the last sum, the same term where the discriminant is less than 0. Yes, so it is a irreducible factor. Okay, now here that means how many partial fractions here we should get? Here for this term we should get two partial fractions because it is repeated twice. Okay, and here it is one quadratic factor, for this one partial fraction. So on the whole, how many are there? Total 3 partial fractions we get. Okay, so let us write that. Let 1 x cube plus x square plus 1 by x minus 1 whole square, into x square plus x plus 1 is equal to, first term is what? Because they are the linear factors, a by x minus 1 plus, second one is what? Repeated factor now, so b by x minus 1 whole square. And what is the third one? It is irreducible quadratic factor, so it is cx plus d by x square plus x plus 1. So here we have 4 constants are there. 4 constant values are there to find out. So let us, that is the equation what we have, children. So let us take LCM first, like what we did in the last previous sums. X cube plus x square plus 1 by x minus 1 whole square into x square plus x plus 1 is equal to here product is what, x minus 1 whole square into x square plus x plus 1. This is the LCM. Okay, here x minus 1 whole square is there, so with one more x minus 1 term we have to multiply this into other factor, that is x square plus x plus 1 plus b into x square plus x plus 1 plus cx plus d numerator into this x minus 1 whole square. Here in this case you have to be careful, children, because if you don't put the brackets here for cx plus d, what happens, this x minus 1 whole square term will be the product for multiple for only d. If you don't put brackets, okay, then the entire sum will go wrong. Okay, so for this quadratic factors, children, be careful. Okay, so always the cx plus d term, whatever is there, this should be kept under bracket. Whatever is the term here we are multiplying, that is the multiple for both these two terms. So be careful there. Okay, now here on both the sides the LCM gets cancelled, yes or not? So after cancellation, this is the equation what is left. So here I am trying to cancel this, children. X minus 1 whole square, x minus 1 whole square, and this term and here the quadratic term, both are cancelled. So after cancellation, what is left? X cube plus x square plus 1 a into x square plus x plus 1 plus d into x square plus x plus 1 plus cx plus d into x minus 1 whole square. So both the sides numerator terms are left. Again same thing what we did, children, the same thing we are going to do it now, grouping them together. Okay, now here if you observe here, x into x square is x cube, and here x square term is there, and here if you expand this along a minus b whole square, x square term we get now here as this x square term, and this x term will give you what, x cube. So that means here in two places we have x cube terms. So let us see how it is now. So this is the term what we have, a into x cube minus a into x cube minus 1 plus, why I am writing here minus 1, children? A into x cube minus 1 plus b into x square plus x plus 1 plus cx plus d into x square minus 2x plus 1. So did you get it out here, children, why I wrote here x cube minus 1? Yes, do you remember this term? What is this? Our given sum, x minus 1 into x square plus 1. In our given sum, what is there? X cube minus 1 is the given term, yes or not? This only we have written as product of these two terms. So in place of these two terms, again I am writing back x cube minus 1. Okay, clear, children? So don't get confused here. Otherwise you can expand it, then x square terms and x terms gets cancelled. Again you will be left with this only. Okay, so directly we can use this because this is a term which is given in the question itself. Okay, now let us try to group them. X cube plus x square plus 1 is equal to ax cube, and here also cx into x square is cx cube. So a plus c into x cube. Next x square terms I am writing, children, together, that is b. Here also minus 2x into cx is minus 2c x square. Here minus 2c plus d into x square is dx square, that is plus d, plus b. Next one is what, children? Here it should be plus here, children. Here plus is there, plus b plus c minus 2d into x. X terms are taken together here, written together, plus constants minus a into minus 1 is minus a, b into 1 is b. Here there is no constant here, d into 1 is d. Okay, now here again equating the coefficients, children. Here let us see, equating the coefficients of x cube on both sides. What we get here, coefficient of x cube is 1. Here coefficient of x cube is a plus c. So a plus c is equal to 1. So this is equation number 2. Next thing is what equating the coefficients of x square we are doing. So let us write the equations again, children. Equating the coefficients of x square terms on both sides. What we get? B minus 2c plus d. Here also plus is missing, children. I'm writing here. So b minus 2c plus d is equal to 1. Okay. Coefficient of x square is here how much? 1. So this is equation number 3. Next is what? Equating the coefficients of x terms. X terms are equated. So then what is there? B plus c minus 2d is equal to, here there is no x term. That means how much you should take here? Yes, you are right. It should be taken as 0. So b plus c minus 2d is equal to how much? 0. Clear? This is equation number 4. Next one is equating the, next is what? Constants. Constant terms on both sides. What we get? Left side we have 1 and right side we have minus a plus b plus d. It is minus a plus b plus d is equal to 1, which is equation number 5. So let us write all these terms once again here, children. These are the equations what we have. Second equation, third equation, fourth equation, fifth equation, which we got by equating the coefficients of x cube terms, x square terms, x terms and constants. Clear? Now let us try to find out the values of a, b, c and d. Okay. Now let us see what to do here. Solving equation number 3 and equation number 4. So let us do it, children, now. How can we do it now? Solving equation number 3 and equation number 4. What is equation number 3? b minus 2c plus d is equal to 1. Okay. And what is equation number 4? b plus c minus 2d is equal to 0. Clear? Now here, this is the equation what we have. With the same sign, we can change the sign. Do you remember the simultaneous equations method in 10th class? You learned it, no? Yes. So this is the term what we have. First year also I did in many sums. So here it is minus, here it is plus. Here plus b and minus b is cancelled. What is left here? Minus 2c minus c is how much? Minus 3c. Here plus 2d plus d is how much? Plus 3d is equal to 1 plus 0 is how much? 1. Okay. Now this is the term what equation what we have. What is the equation we got now? Minus 3c plus 3d is equal to equation 1, which is equation number 6. Already we got till equation number 5 now here. So we are writing equation number 6. Now here, what is the next thing, next step here? Solving equation number 2 and equation number 5. Here we are trying to solve second equation and fifth equation. What is second equation, children? A plus c is equal to 1. Okay. What is fifth equation? Minus a plus b plus d is equal to 1. Okay. Now here no need to change the sign because already plus a are of opposite sign. Two a's are of opposite sign. So plus a and minus a is cancelled. So what is left here? Because nothing can be added to nothing can be subtracted here. So we are adding all the terms as it is. B plus C plus D is equal to how much? 1 plus 1 is how much, children, here? It is 2. So this implies what is the equation we got? B plus C plus D is equals to 2, which is equation number 7. Okay, is it clear, children? Here we got two equations. One is equation number 6 and equation number 7. In terms of C and D here, in terms of B, C and D in the 7th equation. Now, let us write them here. What are the values here? These are the all equations. 2, 3, 4, 5 are the equations already what we 6 and 7. Okay. Now we are trying to solve equation number 3 and equation number 7. Because here, children, no equation is giving you the value of any constant directly. Okay. So here that's why so many times you are trying to solve the equations to get the values. Clear? Equation number 3 and equation number 7. Where is equation number 3? B minus 2c plus d is equal to 1. Where is equation number 7? B plus c plus d is equal to 2. Yes. Now let us try to solve these equations now. Now, because here b and 2b's and 2d's are of same sign. So let us change the sign now to cancel them. Here minus, here minus, here minus. Plus b and minus b is cancelled. Plus d and minus d is cancelled. So minus 2c minus c is how much? Minus 3c is equal to 1 minus 2 is how much? Minus how much? 1 minus 2 is how much? Minus 1. Okay. Now minus sign and minus sign is cancelled. So what is left here? C is equal to this 3 the other side be 3. So how much we got, children? C is equals to 1 by 3 we got. Okay. Now what is the next thing here? These are the equations what we have. Now next, what are the values we got from equation number 6? What is there here? Already we got the value of C, no? So that's C. Equation number 6 we have only two constants. One is C and other one is D. So already we know the value of C. Just now we got it. Yes, it is how much now? C is equal to 1 by 3. So by substituting here, in place of C, 1 by 3, we are trying to get the value of D. So what is here? Minus 3 into 1 by 3. So if you cancel this 3 and 3 one time, so minus 1 into 1 is minus 1 plus 3D is equal to 1. So this minus 1 goes other side. It becomes plus 1. So it is 3D is equal to 2. D is equal to 2 by 3. Now we got two constant values. One is C and other one is D. Okay. Next one is, again I am writing all the equations, children. Here. What here? C and equation number 3. Where is equation 3? In equation 3, what we have? B, C, D constants we have. In these three constants, we already know C and D. So by substituting here, we can get the value of B. That's what we are going to do here. So what is here? B minus 2 into C. C is how much? 1 by 3. So 2 into 1 by 3 plus D is 2 by 3 is equal to 1. So now we are simplifying this. B minus 2 by 3 plus 2 by 3 is equal to 1. So plus 2 by 3 minus 2 by 3 cancels now. Yes, plus 2 by 3 and minus 2 by 3 are cancelled. So what is left now? B is equal to how much? So B is equal to 1. Yes. Next, what is left? Only one constant, that is A. A is left to find out. Yes. So what is that, children? These are the equations what we have. Now B is equal to 1. C is equal to 1 by 3. D is equal to 2 by 3. So these are the values what we have. Now from equation number 2. What is equation number 2? A plus C is equal to 1. So in place of C, I am replacing 1 by 3 is equal to 1. So then what is A? 1 minus 1 by 3, which is 3 minus 1 is 2. So A is how much now? 2 by 3. Okay. Now here we got all the values of A, B, C, D constants. Now here these are the four constants values. And what is our equation? Which is divided into partial fractions, children. This is the equation. So let us replace the values of A, B, C, D here. After replacing, what we get? X minus 1 into x cube minus 1 is equal to what we are getting? A value is how much? 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 by x minus 1 plus B is 1. So 1 by x minus 1 whole square plus Cx plus D. What is Cx plus D? C into C is how much? 1 by 3. 1 by 3 into x plus D. D is how much? 2 by 3 plus by x square plus x plus 1. So this is the equation what we have after replacing. So let us simplify it further. So now here what is the final answer? This 2 by 3 constant is the denominator down. So x cube plus x square plus 1 by x minus 1 into x cube minus 1 is equal to 2 by this 3 comes down. 2 by 3 into x minus 1 plus 1 by x minus 1 whole square. 1 by x minus 1 whole square plus here if you observe here 1 by 3 into x plus 2 by 3. So the 1 by 3 term is common here. Yes or not? This 1 by 3 I can write outside. That is 1 by 3 comes down. Here numerator is what here? Here x is left. Here 2 is left. So together it becomes x plus 2 by 3 into x square plus x plus 1. So this is the final answer, children. So like this you have to solve the sums. I hope rule 2 and rule 3 are clear to you. So go through the video again, okay, to clarify your doubts. So now here let us see what have we learned in the today's class. Partial fractions of f of x by g of x when g of x contains repeated, non-repeated linear factors. So that is nothing but if a factor is there of the form ax plus b to the power of n. So then the partial by ax plus b plus a2 by ax plus b whole square, so on, an by ax plus b whole to the power of n. So whatever is the n value there here, that many partial fractions we get. Okay, for each partial fraction the power will be raising. Okay, now next thing what we have learned here, rule 4. What is rule 4? Partial fraction, sorry, rule 3. Partial fractions of f of x by g of x. Partial fractions of f of x by g of x when g of x contains irreducible factors. So which irreducible factors here we are seeing, children? Linear and as well as quadratic also. So in such case what we get? Well, to each non-repeated quadratic factor ax square plus bx plus c, the partial fractions. What will be the partial fractions now? They are a in the form of ax plus b by ax square plus bx plus c. So for, like this we have to write the factors and simplify the sum. So simplification process is similar to all the sums. Similar in all the sums. Only we have two things. One is if linear factors, sufficient linear factors are there, we replace the value of x, substitute a value for x. Otherwise, if they are not sufficient, then what we do? We try to equate the coefficients of the corresponding terms, okay, on both sides. Like this, you have to solve the sums. Let us let me give you some practice questions, children, here. So try to do these sums. Resolve 3x minus 1 by x plus 2 into x plus 2 into 1 minus x plus x square into partial fractions. So here a quadratic term is given, children. So first we have to verify whether it is irreducible or not. Okay. Then only have to write them in the partial fractions. Next second question is what? Resolve x square minus 3 by x plus 2 into x square plus 1 into partial fractions. So these are the two sums I am giving to you, children. Try to practice these sums. If you have any doubts, try to go through the video once again and clear your doubts. Clear, children? Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, children. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Purnima madam, for your one.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all.